This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Kol Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Hakodesh V'Katham. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and sincerity and risking their lives and their freedoms to do so. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is an edifying lesson. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, the lands of other nations appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. Brother Yahushua out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And I just want to do a quick lesson, Lord willingly, a quick lesson on something I just seen that was on RT News as far as France. France basically, well, I'm going to just bring out the article, but the point is, because what they're doing in these other countries, you really don't think this is a worldwide thing as far as this CV and, that's why they making immunity passports for you to be to fly on the plane and whatnot. So the measures they're taking in other countries, they're going to also take in Babylon the Great. And, I was listening to D.L. Hughley's show, and to show you how fucked up Jake is upset. Like, you got these cities that open back up, right? Showing you the division that's going on in Babylon the Great. But, you got these cities opening back up and to the point where they're talking about they not even giving a fuck about the mask mandate. Now, of course, it's going to be enforced at certain spots, but the government there is not enforcing it. Yet and still, you got Jake salty about that. You got Jake angry. I heard brothers doing videos about it. I did a video actually about it yesterday, but it's just kind of like I was listening to his show, and of course everybody that's aware, most Jake know about D.L. Hughley. He posed the question. He said, "What do you think about these states opening up?" And I'm not for sure, but more than likely, the majority of them was Jake. It sounded like Jake, because like I said, his radio show, so I couldn't see. But the point is, it was Jake feeling some kind of way, like and then they was talking about like in I forgot what state it was. They was talking, or what city they was saying I think it was like Mississippi or something, or Louisiana. They was saying how a lot of the Edomites don't wear masks at all, and it's not being pushed where like they coming down hard on Esau. But it was a Jake woman talking about it. She was like, yeah, but we wear our masks, and I was just like, wow. And like the elder Barack Allah, shalom to that brother. He was just saying, he was like, people don't understand how the body work, what a virus is. He was like, you need oxygen, period. He said, he laughed at something that I laughed at too, because you got people actually wearing two masks. Like, let's go. Listen, if people, the cases is rising, but you wearing masks, how the fuck is the mask protecting you? Because you got to remember, even if you ain't wearing a mask all day, you wearing it to function, to do anything in this society, you got to have a mask now. So even if you're not wearing it all day, you wearing a majority of the time because you got errands to run. Like the elder said, he said, shit, I go take care of my business. I come home to the pad. A lot of brothers is in the spirit. Like, you got some brothers that still like, fuck it. They go deal with Babylon until this shit over with. But I don't even see that I want to do. Like, we was talking about that recently. Like, I can't even think about that. I want to go do. Like, all this shit suck. So, not to digress, Salakia for, my rambling, but it make you think it is funny, but it ain't. The most high funny. So, this is the article from RT. It says, France calls up 4,400 officers to enforce 6 p.m. curfew and Pierce amid rising COVID or C-19 infections and compliance concerns. And the thing is this, if you got a spiritual eye salve, you're going to see, because like I said, again, this is a worldwide thing. They all in it together. So if they're doing these type of things over in other countries, you know, the one elder in it, well, I know he one of their heads, so I consider somebody that's been in the truth for years is an elder to me. But what I'm saying is, and you know, especially when you got a certain kind of position, you know, I almost said something, but the point is, I was thinking about something within my camp. But anyhow, he did a video about the brother Taiwan. He did a video about how in Israel they had the lady. She was talking. She was like, "Oh God," you know. She was like, basically, they said it's like a medical martial law type thing. Because basically, if you don't have the vaccine, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you don't think that's coming here? It's gradualism. And it's going to fuck so many people up. And call Halayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahusha. You know, you got brothers that's in this hell of a spirit. And I want to be amongst brothers like that. I got like a whole bunch of like drain and shit on me right now. So, but it is Passover, and it's usually like that. Like people bug out, they fall out. It's sifting. That's what the Passover is. It's sifting season. So I've experienced Passovers, but I've never experienced one this bad. I mean, well, it's not bad because it's a good thing called Haloyim. But, you know, as far as the spiritual heaviness, you know. But anyhow, not to digress again, but he was speaking on that. All that's coming here. So without further ado, it says it's dated March 5th, 2021. It's, I guess at, what's that, 2 o'clock? Yeah, because 16 will be 4 o'clock. So that's 2 o'clock, 2:40. It says the French authorities have vowed to increase their presence on the streets this weekend as France struggles to enforce a 6 p.m., 6 a.m. curfew amid soaring C-19 infections across the country and in the capital. If the police find groups of people in which respect for social distancing cannot be guaranteed, in particular on the banks of the Seine and in the public parks and gardens, they are instructed to proceed with their evacuation. The Paris Police Department confirmed on Friday, as it announced the mobilization of 4,400 officers this weekend. The police also urged people to ensure they reduce their social contacts to a maximum of 6 people and avoid any travel outside the Paris metropolitan area in order to prevent spreading the virus to other regions. It is funny though, because when you take time to think about, like, a child will get this. Like, anybody that's used to something, you can't see how they just like changing the structure of society right in your face though. Come on, it's a whole movie that's showing C-23 and people wearing masks, and you gotta have the whole the immunity pass. Right. And then you got places like Israel where they got immunity. Well, I forgot what it's called. Freedom pass, freedom bracelet or some shit like that. But they got a bracelet to track you to show that you actually like, but it's in a whole movie though. And then I showed somebody I know, a family member that's like, she know, I've been telling her certain things about the truth. I ain't gonna say she a believer, but you know, she do be watching the videos. I don't know what her relationship is. But she looked at it. I didn't even know. I found that out from her. She was like, "Oh yeah, it's made by the same people that made Purge." Ugh. And when you watch the Purge and you see what they was planning and did in it, like, well, I remember when I watched the first Purge. You could feel the demonic spirit on it. You could see it, like especially when they sat around that round table and was about to sacrifice her. You could feel it. You could see it. Like I could see it. Like, but anyhow. It said if during gathering in public places it is found that the sanitary measures enforced are not respected, people will be dispersed immediately, the statement adds. But it's gonna be more than that, like they were showing in the UK. Like over there, they getting gangster with it. Like China, the UK, France. They've been like in the UK, they are dogging people, arresting them on sight. Oh. Like, wow. And then China, like I said, they lock people inside the house, won't let you even leave out. Fuck you, gotta go get some food. I mean, these are the things going on in the world that's not being spoken on, but you got these silly ass, goofy ass Americans just like Kate thinking something really good about to happen. Like with I heard the brother literally sit up there and say he had a dream about a earthquake in Babylon, and I could see that we ripe for one. You know, we like all these. Just yesterday, one spot was that Guatemala got hit with like 3 earthquakes back to back. This wicked ass spot, Babylon, you don't think it's right? It says, since mid-January, the country has been under a nighttime curfew. See, I ain't know that. Running from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. However, its effectiveness has been called into question in recent weeks, with 23 regions of France placed under reinforced surveillance over a rise in C-19 infection rates. Stricter measures have been brought in at weekend for Nice and Dunkirk already and will be imposed in the northern areas of Pas de Calais as of Saturday. On Thursday, Prime Minister Jean Castex backtracked on proposed plans for a weekend shutdown of the capital at other major towns, while the Paris deputy mayor has requested a 3-week circuit breaker lockdown to stem the spread of the virus, followed by a rapid reopening of businesses. Lock it. Says despite calls for tough new measures in the capital, Paris will only see relatively minor additional restrictions, including the closure of non-food stores and shopping centers greater than 10,000. I don't know if that's millimeters or meters or what, because it's squared. On Thursday, a group of protesters took over Paris Odeon Theater as part of a series national demonstration against the continued closure of cultural venues. As many as 80 people made their way into the 18th century building. In recent weeks, media reports have shown crowds of people enjoying good weather in the capital, many maskless and floating bans on social distancing. So the point is, they about to use that to justify these draconian measures that they're doing. And that's going to bring a lot of heartache to people, you know what I mean? You know, this is like with people thinking that is, you know, like I said with the whole Texas reopening. You know, now the thing is funny to show you how the Democrats and Republicans work together but work against each other. All them states that's opened up like that are all Republican states. You know, I was listening to, I believe it was the elder Apostle Tahar saying how he's dealing with Trump dealing with them CPAC like that group or this committee, the CPAC, and they talking about basically, well, he said it was like an extremist group that literally was talking about storming the White House to actually put him in office. You know, and the funny part, people don't even know this. Like, Obama got a group of people that he deal with. Like, it's a whole bunch of snakery shit going on that people don't even get it. Why do you think, like, the elder brought that out? Why do you think they got D.C., like, blocked off? You can't go visit D.C. right now. So it's like we really don't have a capital anymore. So I'm bring out these couple more scriptures and then, you know, I'm going to end the lesson. It says, let me get this one. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy. No, let me start up. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 24. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And, you know, we don't know exactly who that's talking about to this day, but, you know, you got these elites. Because, you know, like I was listening to the Elder Barak bring out, what was that, Isaiah, I think Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4, talk about a fierce Lord. And he was like, you don't know who that fierce Lord could be. Now, ultimately, it's Yahweh Shai, but, you know, the Most High using these princes and these rulers the to actually like bring forth his agenda. You know what I mean? Just like he's using Esau, to actually about to, basically, because the Lord about to take us through Jacob's trouble. We ain't in Jacob's trouble right now. But if you can't see it's about to be a time that's gonna be even more harsh than what we've ever been through. Like you singled out to be the most infectious people on the earth. They literally got us singled out as the most. People don't even want you around them. I've literally saw that shit. I remember when we was in Chicago, a motherfucking Edomite was about to get out the car, saw Jake walking past, and stayed in the car and put on his mask. Then you're hearing about a whole state where they don't even wear it. So, but that show you that how his witchcraft work through his media. Yet and still he ain't even teaching you or telling you shit for real. Like tells you bits and pieces. It says, but the point was he should destroy the mighty and the holy people. Who's the holy people? That's Israel. It tells you in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 about holy going into the words basically separate. We supposed to be holy because we supposed to be separate from all the different different people on the earth. We actually have the law, statutes, commandments of the one living power, the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Or the heathens worship idols. They believe they have power because the Most High make them believe they have power. Verse 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And by these laws, you know what I mean? Like they got the power to, like I said, just enforce this shit. And you're going to have most people that's going to actually comply. But you are also going to have people that's going to stand up. It tells you that in the scriptures. I was just listening to the brother speaking on that. You don't have sedition of men, uproars. The reason why they probably take it so long with America is because America is the American citizens are the most heavily armed citizens in the world. That's just the truth. They're not the most dangerous people in the world. See, you go into them countries that's very poor and the motherfucker ain't got the resources like America got. But, they mentality and the way that they move is totally different. Like, you go into Brazil. Like, what's that? It was a movie called City of God, based on a true story. Go watch that. Great fucking movie. And it was showing you how they live. And you thought we had some niggas. You could literally see them as like Jake. That's how Jake. They lived in the ghetto. I'm going off. Salakia. I'm kind of into the bottle. Salakia. It says that through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. And who is that? That's Esau. He's the proudest fucking devil. Yeah, you got some of these nigga bitches that's proud too, though. It's like, I remember when I was at welding school, my welding teacher, who was a Jake, actually made a statement. And he was cold too. I didn't know he was this cold. I mean, you know how big the American Welding Society is? I called and to register, and they was like, who's your teacher? And I told them, and they was like, oh, like they knew him personally. But you know how many members are actually members of the American? Now, I went to 2 welding schools at one time. I had a Jake and I had an Edomite. And this Edomite running game the whole time. The Jake literally seen us, and he was like, yeah, this dude really ain't shit. And when he said it, made me start watching, paying attention, and he really wasn't shit. He really was an Edomite. He didn't have my best interest in mind. He had his. You know what I mean? But point of all this was that teacher that Jake taught me something, and I'll never forget it. And that's the first time I heard it, and I've heard it multiple times since. Not a lot, but I've heard it. The first time I ever heard it was from him. He said the 2 freest people in America is the Edomite man and the nigga woman. And that's why I tend to make that statement, even though we know through the spirit that I almost called her Miss. That I ain't gonna call her no bitch though. That Kamala Harris lady is not a Jake, I mean, through the spirit, she just got the complexion for the, for Esau's uses right now. And you got Biden. Like, it's not coincidence that we live in our generation got to see this type shit. You actually got the first female vice president. And like I said, the thing is this: you talking about that pride level of these women. Based on that, that the Most High got these women in the snare. They don't even get it. As a lot of women in America, that show you how much more women it is in the world than it is men. A lot of women gonna get killed or suffer some fucked up shit. So that's why it's so important to try to be a pious or virtuous woman. You know what I mean? You had proud women back then. That show you how, that's a spirit. You had a time in the world where it was a male dominated society. Women didn't have rights like that. But yet still, you still had a brawling ass, loud mouth ass nigga woman. It says, and through his policy, also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. Because, like I said, he's a proud fucking devil. And by peace, because he gonna come with that peace and safety. Oh yeah, I'm opening up cities. Oh yeah, you're gonna be able to move around again like normal if you take this jab. But that jab gonna come with a whole nother thing. Then it's gonna be you need this app. Then it's gonna be you got that now. It's gonna be you need this chip. And by peace shall destroy many, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes. And who is the prince of princes? The scripture goes on who the prince of princes. He's so proud, he's going to try and stand up to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's going to try and stand up to Yahweh Hamashiach. Salakia, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Well, Yahweh, why Yahweh Shah? But our Lord and Savior is coming back, when the Most High gives him the word too, but he gonna try and stand up to the armada that he's coming with. I got one last scripture, then I'm gonna end it. This is the book of Psalm chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame of mischief by law? So the throne of iniquity is these red Hebrew Edomites. You know what I mean? That's why this place is so defiled. Which frame of mischief by a law. These are the people that control these different laws and legislations that actually, and like I said, like you got places where it's mandated that you got to have a mask, but then you got the other leaders sitting up there saying, well, we're not going to enforce that. You know what I mean? So it's a whole bunch of division. And it's a whole bunch of, like animosity. You know what I mean? Like you got people literally fucked up suffering right now. And if you ain't, you should be saying, call Haloyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The Lord probably put Jake in a situation where we've been so low that's why a lot of Jake ain't losing their mind right now. Because we used to not having much, you know what I mean? And you got brothers getting blessed for real, but it's gonna be eventually eventually we are gonna be tested. I mean, that's why your lot is your lot. You sit up there saying something right now, but you still can eat. What happens when you can't eat or your family can't eat? How much do you truly believe this? I believe this wholeheartedly. I know that's going to come to pass. I know that these people is going to literally put people in a position you're going to have to choose. You're going to have an hour of temptation. And that don't stop. Because like I said, once you become basically ostracized from society, you really think they're going to let you literally just roam outside of they're going to be searching for people that's living off the grid. You don't believe that? Oh, you ain't never thought about that? Like, why would they let you just be out there free? His whole thing is control. The fuck? So, Salakia for the digression and the rambling. But Lord willing, it was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to call Loyim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and sincerity, risking their lives and the freedom to do so. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is an edifying lesson. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Until next time, Lord willing, I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom, and mawatha babal. Shalom.